still kept it 100. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my cloth, they tugging it. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Yeah, who don't play, boo, play, boo, play, play. 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 Who don't? Long time coming, black on the bottom of my feet from running. Cataracts under my eyes from hustling. Going from buying and selling to customers. Run up the business, God is my witness. Sun up to sun up from Monday to Sunday. We maxing our limits. My mind running like Tom Cruise on an action movie. Moving a mission, they say that I'm tripping. I've been told I need a vacation. I'm finessing a visit. First class, my feet up high in the air on business. Yeah. Cover this city, your city ain't working, it's all for nothing. She told me don't let up, it's on us to make it, it's on us to crush it. Now it's gonna take some just to make some, so put that in your budget. Yeah, can't keep moving your dreams for cheap when you ain't even buzzing. What got you bugging? Make you a play, don't be scared of religion. You made it from nothing, then figure out your clutching. Everything you want in front of you, ain't no discussion. Look, it's been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my cloth, they tugging. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my cloth, they tugging. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Yeah, who don't play, boo, play, boo, play, play. Who don't play, boo, play, 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 play. Who don't play, boo, play, play, play. Who don't play, boo, play, play.
Trying to beat the rain on a Friday afternoon are the Crestview Cougars and the Hillsdale Falcons. The Falcons, the defending regional champs, looking to get going against the Crestview squad, trying to get over 500 early on in the season. We got some non-conference baseball coming your way. Rain pending. Hopefully it stays off, but we have it coming your way live and free on your smartphone, TV, PC, tablet, any smart device you have with Pregame. Coming your way next.
Fickes Furniture, celebrating 100 years in the furniture business, displaying all the latest styles by manufacturers such as Bassett, Flex Steel, Mohawk Flooring, Dutch Craft Bedding, and more. With free delivery setup and removal, make your next movie night comfortable with Fickes Furniture. Quality furniture at an affordable price. Visit our Jeromesville location or visit us online at fickesfurniture.com.
We welcome you inside today's pregame show for this non-conference baseball showdown, the first baseball game this season on the OH Report between the Crestview Cougars making their way down from Ashland and the Hillsdale Falcons, last year's regional champs. Hello, everybody. My name is Travis Berardi alongside Mr. Jonathan Langdon. And Jonathan, two teams just trying to get their footing here early on in the year.
Yeah, we've got the Hillsdale Falcons here, top 10 team in Division 6. But they are off to a 1-2 start. The Bats have not been going the way they've wanted to early on in the year. but this is a good chance for them to turn that around in non-conference play against a Crestview squad that, as you said, just trying to get back in the win column as well, and maybe get a little bit of a winning streak going as well, because they are coming off of a win.
Taking a look at their team spotlight under head coach Don Keener. 1-1. Last year they were 12-12, 9-5 in the Firelands. Lost a tough one to Winford in the sectional final. Winford ended up winning that district championship 7-6. They graduated 2 All-Ohioans. Jarek Ringer, Brennan Falk, the battery mates from Crestview, so they're trying to find that main guy to go to. And, in our player spotlight, this might be that guy for the Cougars, at least batting-wise this year, and that is Gavin Barker. Last year, 432, 20 RBIs, 9 extra base hits. They're going to need to find a pitcher, but also they might have somebody to wrap their offense around.
And this year he's batting 600, 714 OBP, so a solid start for him. You also talk about Tyson Ringler. He's a solid pitcher. We're not going to see him start in the mound today, but he's also going to lead off the hitting for this Cougar team, see if they can get a quick start, maybe put some runs up on the board on a young pitcher that is getting some varsity experience for the first time today.
Yeah, we didn't know this was going to happen, but we do have a first-time pitcher on the varsity side coming out as we take a look at the team spotlight for the Hillsdale Falcons under head coach Jason Snow. 1-2 overall, lost to Highland, team that's always good in the MOAC, and then they just couldn't get their bats going here at home 2 days ago against Northwestern, lost 3-1. They were the regional champs last year, 19-12, 9-5 in the WCAL, but they've graduated 5 good starters, including All-Ohio and Jack Fickes, Gavin Kasdorf, the 1-2 pitchers right there, their battery mate at catcher, and a couple other pieces.
And the good news is you got some home cooking coming up. This is a 5-game home stretch. This is game 2 of that stretch, so you got a chance to build some momentum before you get into tough league play, whether at home or on the road. So good stretch for them here.
But the Falcons, they haven't let the cupboard completely dry from last year. They do return some key elements, just like Brock Bauer, the leadoff hitter. Last year, 353, 14 RBI, but he had 12 stolen bases, and he's already running this season.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal. He's going to lead off this game, lead off the bottom half of the first for the Falcons, try to get them to a solid start. Bauer is going to be a big piece, a couple of others that return. I think this Hillsdale team, even though they did lose some big pieces, they've got a chance to make some noise. And of course, in the regular season, it's about wins and losses. You want to look good going into the tournament play, but it's really when it gets down to the wire when you want to play your best baseball, and there's still plenty of time to get to that position.
Let's take a look at our keys to victory for. Looking at the keys to victory for those Crestview Cougars. No free base runners. They need to just throw strikes. They've walked a lot in their 2 games, and for you, clutch hitting.
Yeah, just make sure when you can get some players in scoring position, you're able to convert, get some singles. They haven't had a double, triple, or homer yet, so they've been playing a little bit of guard ball here, rightfully so, just an hour away from Cleveland.
Yeah, guard ball. 2 and 5 are the Guardians up there, and these teams, well, they're looking as well to do the same, and we'll take a look. Take bases, ease in your starter. Those are our 2 keys for the Hillsdale Falcons. It's a team that they can run if they can. So if they can get those extra bases, they can get that upper hand. But also, as you see, the first 2 balls thrown today are balls. You need to ease in your starter. You need him to get going as well.
Yeah, Coach Snow told us in his 6th season he's got a new arm out there, a lefty, up against Ringler.
And Thomas gets his first strike of the day. Threw that in down the pipe as Tyson Ringler taking there after the 2-0 count.
Yeah, so Tim's a lefty, fastball, curveball, changeup.
The 2-1 evens things out with a strike, 2-2 as we take a look at our first Fickes Furniture replay of the day, and just out ahead of that to even the count.
He tops out at about 75, so the velocity's not really there as much on the high school side as you typically see.
Off speed, swing and a miss, strike 3, 1 down, and quite the off speed piece there for him.
Yeah, we were just talking about the velocity. Doesn't have too much of it, but you can use that to your advantage sometimes. That is exactly what he did. Got Ringler to swing in the turf, and here we go, next batter.
1 down now for Carson Keener. He fouls that off for strike 1. And that's something you need to do, especially early on. You need to establish yourself in the zone, and then you can start working your speeds off and on. That fastball is going to be popped up. First baseman looking. Mosher makes the catch, 2 down.
Doing a good job. Pitch to contact that time. They know that this Crestview team coming in, they haven't swung it well, so just want to make sure you throw some strikes. That's what Snow told Landon Timms before the start. Wanted to make sure that you're just being accurate with your pitch calls and getting ahead in the count.
So 2 down and a quick first pitch swinging out the left, and catch is made. And just like that, Timms in 8 pitches is out of the top of the first. Cougars can't get anything. Falcons coming to bat. Cougars go down 1-2-3. Falcons with its first at-bats of the day. Travis Berardi back here with Jonathan Langdon, and what a nice efficient first inning by the junior, making his first start for the Falcons.
Yeah, Timms did a good job. 1-2-3 inning off of a solid Crestview team. Of course, not swinging the bats too well, the Cougars early on in the season, but they've been able to get a quality win against Norwalk, a Division I team.
Yeah.
And they were able to pull that through. He went up against the best batter in that top half of the first for the Crestview Cougars in Gavin Barker, and got a first pitch pop out to left.
So now come the Falcons and our players spotlight, and Brock Bauer, Kyle Turk second, Cale Lewis third, and if somebody gets on, Aiden Hoffman, the third baseman, will be batting fourth against Jeb Workman this season for the Cougars. Jeb this year a 7 ERA. 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, 2 runs, both earned, 3 walks and 3 strikeouts, and that's what we were talking about as well, is just throw strikes, stay in the zone, don't give Hillsdale free bases.
Yeah, simply put, though, no one's looking at the ERA after your first start of the year. It's going to take a couple of weeks to really get a gauge of where you're at and how you're feeling with some of your pitches this season. Good opportunity for Jeb to get back into stride and be a reliable piece that coach for Crestview can rely on, Coach Don Keener, in his 12th season.
Bauer takes a ball. He has a 182 average so far this season. No walks, a strikeout early on. The 1-0. Line to left and over the head of Weaver. That's going to go to the fence. And he's going to not try for 3, but he is in there with a double. And that's the start you want for Hillsdale, your speedster, as it just got over the left fielder's head.
Yeah, I'm
kind of
looking at a
misplayed it.
double.
Yeah.
So good job by Bauer. First pitch swinging. Already got a runner in scoring position. That's their first extra base hit this season as a team.
They were just waiting for us. Workman ready against Kyle Turk, and the ball gets away. Runner's going to easily get around to third, and just like that, 2 pitches in, Hillsdale has a runner 90 feet away.
Yeah, tough pass ball. I just realized right now how far it is for the catcher to backtrack here at
Big
Hillsdale's
backstop.
facility. So Bauer was turning, maybe could have gone home if he got a better jump.
Turk does have 2 RBI already this year. Fouls that back. It's no balls and 1 strike.
So dream start if you're Hillsdale. You got a 1-1 count. Going to be looking to swing here if you're Turk, and you've got a runner on third. Really anything in play is going to score Brock.
Workman ready. with the 1-1. And the ball gets away again and easily in the score is Brock Bauer, and just like that, it is 1-0 Hillsdale.
Yeah, tough catch for the Cougars. That's going to go as another pass ball. So rough early start here for Patton. He'll try to dial in. Empty bases, good chance to reset here.
1-0 Falcons on the Simonson Construction Services scoreboard. 2 balls and a strike. The pitch in there for strike 2, and that's a nice answer for Workman after a couple tough pitches.
Yeah, Blue took his time making that call, but made sure to see Patton, who framed it well just on the outside corner, right on the black. Got a 2-2 count.
Cale Lewis, a name we've said a lot over the last few months, on deck for the Falcons. Off-speed pitch, fouled off. It stays in play. It will not. It'll get out, and we will stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And now, just as much as it's bad for the catcher how far this backstop is, on both sides here in this field, there's a lot of ground in foul territory that you can make a play on something. Yeah. Fortunately, that time the Falcons were able to just sneak that over the first base dugout.
A little bit of a breeze blowing from left to right, so that helped out a bit. The 2-2 from Workman. High fastball popped up. Out is Keener, makes the catch, and that is out number 1. So through the high fastball, Turk just got under it, and it's a nice pop out just beyond the turf surface. Now to bring up Cale Lewis, the shortstop, and like we said, we've mentioned his name a lot over the last few months, the quarterback of the state runners-up in D7, also one of the key components of a district championship basketball team for the first time since 2001.
Exactly right.
And he takes a high off-speed pitch for ball 1.
Cale Lewis batting 125 here so far early in the year. 3 games through, he's started in each and every single one of them.
And he's going to be one of those pieces, especially at the middle of the lineup, that's going to try and keep Hillsdale. So that's a strike on the inside corner to even count at 1. Try and keep rolling what this team has been doing in the past few years: district championship, district runner-up, state Final Four. You know, this is a Hillsdale squad that they're known for their baseball, and they don't want to have a rebuilding season at all. That's a low fastball lined right out into the glove of Weaver for the second out.
Good recovery by him after kind of losing that first ball from Brock Bauer to lead things off. So that goes right into the glove, 2 gone, and we are going to get to see Aiden Hoffman in the 4 spot here.
Hoffman, a .250 hitter on the season. And he goes first pitch swinging, a little chopper, throw to first, got him. Nice play by Ringler to get the Cougars out of the inning, but the Falcons, they strike first. They lead it 1-0 as we head top 2.
Fickes Furniture, celebrating 100 years in the furniture business, displaying all the latest styles by manufacturers such as Bassett, Flex Steel, Mohawk Flooring, Dutch Craft Bedding, and more. With free delivery setup and removal, make your next movie night comfortable with Fickes Furniture. Quality furniture at an affordable price. Visit our Jeromesville location or visit us online at fickesfurniture.com.
Brock Bauer providing the offense and the first score of a game, a leadoff double. Made it to second, scored on 2 pass balls. 1-0 for Landon Timms coming back out, who worked a very efficient 8-pitch 1-2-3 top of the first. Travis Berardi, Jonathan Langdon back here on a currently dry afternoon here this Friday from Hillsdale High School. Hopefully it stays that way until the game ends and we pack up. Then it may rain.
Yeah, we had about 30 minutes of rain, or about some rain about 30 minutes ago, but that has passed, and that was just a small little pocket. We're good to go now, of course, and we've got 3-4-5 or 4-5-6 due up in the lineup with Patton, Workman, and Paragon.
And first up, like he just said, is Patton. Pops that up on the infield. Kale can't make the catch. It drops in. He overran it. And a break for Crestview. They get their first base runner.
First
just
error
off
of the
his
game.
glove, yeah.
Yep. Hit off the palm of the glove, and it's always tough to make a catch when it ends up right there.
So the Cougars get their first base runner on the air, and they'll bring up today's pitcher, Jeb Workman, batting 200. The second pitch to him is outside. It's 2-0. So we'll see now Tim's working with a runner on in the stretch. The 2-0. It's inside. It's 3-0.
Yeah. Leading off really far there, Patton. I think Knox Lewis behind the plate is going to keep an eye on him now and maybe throw over to first if he goes too far again.
The 3-0. Fastball right in there for strike one, and you knew Workman was taking all along.
And the good news here for Tim's, as a lefty, you can take a square look over at first, keep an eye on the runner, Patton.
3-1. Grounder right to third. Hoffman to second. Do they go around the horn? They cannot, but they do get the force as Fickes could not get it out of his glove cleanly, but the smart play to just keep it in his glove, one down.
Yeah, so I go down as a fielder's choice. Nice pick over there at third base by Hoffman. Able to get it on the short bounce, make the out. So Workman now will run instead of Patton. I think he's got a little bit more speed over there at first, though, so I think you'll take it if you're Crestview.
They'll bring up Pregame, a .333 hitter. Takes ball one.
Yeah, 1 for 2 last time. Had a walk as well. I was against a tough Norwalk team
That they got a victory from. That ball taken inside. Knox Lewis. Nice job of recovering. Didn't get far enough away, though, for the runner to get to second base. But it is a 2-0 count. That one low. It's 3-0 again.
Yeah, Landon's struggling to get it all the way across the plate. Doesn't want to leave anything too far up the middle, especially with how much velocity is dropped. Off speed, just not working right now.
The 3-0. Again in there for a strike.
Yeah, taking all the way right there, Crestview. Just lets Tim's get one right down the middle, and here we go, hitter's pitch.
And honestly, against a pitcher like this, maybe you do give the green light because you know it's going down the middle, and if you can get a hit off it, you might rattle him more. As that pitch is going to be popped out to left. Underneath it is Turk, makes the catch, and that's the second out. A big second out there for Tim's. Twice has he gotten to recover after a 3-0 count.
Yeah, they're making Turk work over there in left field. That's his second put out already early in this game.
So now 2 down for Drew Spoor.
Combined between two teams, 4 balls have been hit out to left in this game.
Maybe see one hit out the right here as we got the lefty up. Nice pitch on the outside corner for strike one.
And he's going to be early likely on some of these pitches, so he could definitely get one down the line. Good speed over on first, maybe score him there and get an extra base hit.
Pitch number 21 coming up for Tim's here in the second inning. Workman leads off first. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Went with the off speed.
Yeah, good job going low. Knew that they were going to try and swing early, so they go outside, prevent any sort of crazy pull from the hitter, because that right fielder for Hillsdale is playing a little bit further left than I would expect him to be.
The 0-2. High curveball right at the letters. Strike three looking, and Tim's escapes a bit of a jam here to finish unscathed. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left on. We've played 1.5. It's 1-0 Hillsdale. So despite 2 3-0 counts to Timms, works out of it unscathed. Falcons lead at 1-0 as we hit the bottom of the second. Travis Berardi back here with Jonathan Langdon, and I'm pretty impressed with what he's been able to do here so far. You know, after the air, did not get rattled, went 3-0 to the next batter, worked out of that, almost got a double play ball, went 3-0 again, got a fly ball, and then a beautiful pitch right at the lettering for strike 3.
Yeah, and credit to Coach Snow giving him the opportunity here, just giving them a different look. And so far he's fit the billing. Currently in a winning situation, Falcons can kind of help him here at the plate, get some insurance, and keep him going in a solid run.
5, 6, 7 hitters due up for the Falcons. As we begin the bottom of the second, Brady Heller to bat. Swings at that high pitch. It's a grounder to second. Easy throw to first. 1 pitch, 1 out. And that'll bring up Knox Lewis. Keener had plenty of time to get that charged up on it. Easy throw to first for the play.
So since that double from Brock Bauer to lead things off, 4 straight hitters have been retired for Hillsdale.
First pitch to Knox is ball 1. 222 hitter this season. The 1-0 to the catcher is in there. First strike 1. Looked like he was taking all away. The 1-1. Fouled away.
Knox isn't one to strike out very often, just once so far this year, but he is in a tight count here at 1-2.
Workman looking to get the K.
Just snuck it in there.
Strike 3, looking 1 down, and Workman does get his first K of the day for out number 2.
Well, the catcher for Crestview did a good job getting the catcher for Hillsdale in a nice strikeout, just like we saw Knox in the top half frame a pitch beautifully on the upper inside corner of the last hitter.
Now he's starting to get into a groove. Throws strike 1 to Cam Sweet. 167 hitter. 1 hit, 1 run, 1 RBI. 1 strikeout as well this season. And he is behind, no balls and 2 strikes. And this could be a situation for Workman where that curveball is high for ball 1, but maybe you have to try and get your damage done in that first inning before he settles down, because once he locks in, it's going to be really tough to get hits off of him.
Yeah, and Cam's pretty good at getting on base, 375 OBP.
Curveball, chopped the third. Easy play there for Barker, throw to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Cougars, as they will come to bat in the top of the third, trailing 1-0. Jonathan and I, we're going to switch positions here for the next 2 innings. He'll take play-by-play duties when we come back.
Fickes Furniture, celebrating 100 years in the furniture business, displaying all the latest styles by manufacturers such as Bassett, Flex Steel, Mohawk Flooring, Dutch Craft Bedding, and more. With free delivery setup and removal, make your next movie night comfortable with Fickes Furniture. Quality furniture at an affordable price. Visit our Jeromesville location or visit us online at fickesfurniture.com.
Eight, 9-1 due up in the top of the third. Jonathan Langdon alongside Travis Berardi, live and free with you on the OH Report. How about a day it's been so far through 2 innings for the pitcher on the mound today. First varsity appearance for Landon Timms. He's thrown 14 strikes out of 22 pitches.
Yeah, and he's been efficient. He hasn't been rattled despite some tough positions, and he's done a really good job. I feel like Hammy and Hosey here. You know, you're taking over for me a couple innings. I'll take over towards the end. But you know, you got two baseball lovers. We got to get each get a play-by-play in for today, so we are ready for the first pitch.
That one sneaks in there for a strike. This is Caden Stutz, the designated hitter.
On the season, Stutz yet to get a hit.
It's been on base, though, 200 OBP. Just a little high with the curveball there for Timms.
And that's honestly the stat you need to look at more than average anymore. You just need to get on base, especially more of these teams that play small ball. You just need to get that leadoff runner on no matter what.
Swinging a chopper nearly over the pitcher. Good catch by Timms. That'll be an easy out to first.
And the pitcher also showing some versatility, getting up there to make the play and get the easy first out. As Crestview now up to their 9-hitter with one down in the third.
Got the lefty Landon Folk playing out in right in this contest. Lefty on lefty.
Folk yet to reach base this season. Has one strikeout.
Low and outside with the first pitch from Timms. He'll square up another one. 1-0 here in the top of the third. Delivery, this one chopped, it will just roll foul. Nearly a collision as Folk went on his way to first.
And here's the replay, just, you know, shielded himself, turned the back. Welcome to Hillsdale, where softball and baseball are right next to each other, and you have foul balls flying at the back of your heads at all times.
Here's another swing. Grounder, this will get over the pitcher. The third baseman runs over. Close play at first. Just off the bag is the call from the home plate umpire, and that will be a base hit for Landon Folk. It was close.
Ooh, yeah, I think he might have, just been off. What an attempt at first base, but unable to make the play. That'll be an error. And the second against the Falcons.
Throw is a little wide, so the error will go on the third baseman, Hoffman.
I do think that's the right play, though, by Hoffman to cut that off. Had a bit of a better angle, but just rushed it a little too much.
Back to the top of the order. Tyson Ringler reaches for it outside. He struck out swinging in the top of the first, of course, to lead things off today.
I think it's safe to say that Timms, he's got quite the nice repertoire of off-speed pitches.
He is dealing so far. There's a swing and a pop-up. This will likely stay in play. It is in foul ground, but a nice retreating catch. That is Colton Mosier getting in there, making the second out.
Over the shoulder. And cuts it down. Maybe a Diamond Cut nominee once we get the roundup going back again here next week. 2 down now. And again, after an early error, Tim settling down. Might be able to get out of it here if he can retire Keener.
Here's another swing. First pitch this time. Pop up, similar area. Second baseman, though, will come over and help. That'll be out number 3 as Fickes brings the ball back to the Hillsdale dugout. They'll bring out the bats when we return, bottom of the third. Falcons will come back up to the plate here in the bottom of the third. They lead this one 1-0. The leadoff hitter, Brock Bauer, reached on a double and then scored on 2 passed balls to break the lock-in score. And we've got 8-9-1 due up for the Falcons. Colton Mosier just made a nice play over at first, retreating on a ball in foul ground. And here he is going to get a chance to swing. Colton, yet to reach base this year in one attempt. He does, however, have an RBI.
Took the words right out of my mouth, Hammy.
I'm Rosie in this situation.
Rosie, Hammy, but takes that high.
Workman continues to deal, and the first pitch, is high.
Quick innings by these pitchers as well.
Another one high. So Mosier just keeping an eye on these and could get a chance at a free base. Fickes on deck in the hole is Bauer, who scored in the first and led this game off. That one will sneak in, staying on the higher end, but that one just towards the top of the black.
That's something you see by any team early on in the season, taking until you get a strike, trying to get that groove going.
Here's a swing. Good contact out to center, retreating and falling into the play. Nice catch out there by Pregame for out number 1.
Take a look at the Fickes Furniture replay. Easy play, makes the catch. And that was one of those just sailing fly balls. Wasn't much of a liner. Gave him plenty of time to tuck underneath it and make the catch.
Here's Dylan Fickes. Batting in the 9 hole today for Hillsdale. Swing and a miss on the first pitch here from Workman.
.222 on-base percentage. 4 strikeouts, though 1 walk. Does have a hit as well.
3 of the 4 strikeouts came on Wednesday against Northwestern. Swings at that, fouls it off. That'll just get out of play. No effort to go get it. On Wednesday against Northwestern, they fell 3-1 against the ace for the Huskies. Just couldn't really get too much going on base. Fick is swinging yet again. They'll foul another one off.
And the Falcons coaching staff extremely impressed with what they saw from the number 1 pitcher for Northwestern. And that's, honestly, in the conference slate, if you pitch him one of the 2 games, you guys are going to be a competitive squad.
Falcons did split the series with them. There's a swing and a miss from Fickes, and he reached outside. He'll go back to the dugout, and we'll go back to the top of the order as Brock Bauer gets another chance after doubling in the first.
Strikeout number 2 for Workman. As he is being, like I said, efficient. Only 28 pitches so far through 2 2/3 innings. You want to stay around that 10 pitch per inning limit. That'll allow you to go the distance, especially in a 7-inning game.
Workman not playing around this time. A first pitch strike to Bauer.
And like we said, Bauer had that line drive that tailed over the head of the left fielder for a double.
Here's another good swing, this time out to right, and that will fall for a base hit. He is 2 for 2. Has both hits in this game for the Falcons.
Take a look at the replay. Just a nice liner out the right. Right fielder not trying to take any chances after what he saw the left fielder try to do the first time. Kept it in front of him. And with 2 outs, not much of a hurt. Now, if he steals a base here, you might be in some trouble.
Here's Kyle Turk.
And there he goes.
Runner goes. Catcher the throw down. Not even close. It's an easy steal for Brock Bauer.
Taking all the way, letting him steal that bag, and just like that now, Falcons back in business here with 2 down, their number 2 hitter. Trying to strike gold.
It's the Falcons' 9th steal of the year. Just 4 games. Late swing, that will tail foul, it appears.
And it does. And again now, Workman, 0-2 pitch. You have a chance to play with a couple pitches here. Might not even try to find the strike zone. See if you can toy around, see how far that strike zone is outside and inside, and set yourself up maybe for a strike 3 looking.
Down in the count, Turk looks at an 0-2 pitch from Workman. Swings on that, sends it right back up the middle. That will fall into the outfield. Turning towards home is Bauer, and he will get in there standing as they go to second with the throw. It's a base hit for Turk. 3rd of the game, 2nd run of the game on the RBI single.
And that's what we said when Bauer came up. He said, okay, 2 outs, runner on first, you're good. But if he steals second base, that might open some things up. It exactly did that. And this time Turk comes through for the first RBI of the day by either team. It's 2-0 Falcons.
Cale Lewis up next. Lined to left in his first at-bat. Big lead over there at first from Turk. He's going to go. That is foul tipped off the catcher's glove. Falcons seem to be testing Patton behind the dish.
This time trying to hit and run.
Workman hasn't really seemed to be checking over too often either. So that's definitely worked into what Hillsdale's trying to do here in this bottom half of the third where they lead 2-0. Another big lead from Turk. He's going to go again. Kale swings. This will tail foul, but still an opportunity to play it. First baseman tailing and not able to make the catch there as Spore will go again. This is an 0-2 count now.
And again, looking like it's a hit and run, looking down the line at Coach Snow. Not agitated at all with the swing, so maybe trying to get that extra base here with a swing with 2 outs.
He'll step back into the box, hit .298 last season as a freshman, drove in 17 runs. Workman looks to first, he'll throw down. Safe in there is Turk.
Pretty quick move he has for a righty. All it takes is one misstep, and that could be an out.
Kale swings again, sends that to the outfield, center fielder tailing it, and that will be caught. Out number 3, but a run does get on the board as Bauer gets a single, works all the way around off an RBI single from Kyle Turk. We will take a break, come back with the top half of the fourth.
Fickes Furniture, celebrating 100 years in the furniture business, displaying all the latest styles by manufacturers such as Bassett, Flex Steel, Mohawk Flooring, Dutch Craft Bedding, and more. With free delivery setup and removal, make your next movie night comfortable with Fickes Furniture. Quality furniture at an affordable price. Visit our Jeromesville location or visit us online at fickesfurniture.com.
Big bat here is going to start the top of the fourth for the Crestview Cougars. Gavin Barker has been really solid this year, batting .600, and he is going to lead things off. Patton will go after him, and Workman is in the hole, the pitcher, who's going to try and help himself out at the plate.
Taking a look right behind us, the Cougars and Lady Falcons. Lady Cougars going on. It's a 4-2 Lady Falcons lead through 3.
On an overcast day in Jeromesville as we sit at 58 degrees, nice and comfy.
Yes, it is.
As we stand here for the top of the fourth. Swing on the first pitch, line to center, that will easily be in for a hit as Gage Barker continues his hot bat.
And that's exactly what you want for the Cougars. The first time, I should say the second time today they get the leadoff runner on, but this time it's not via the air, but it's via the hit.
So first pitch single. Here's the delivery to the next batter. This is Kane Patton. Sophomore behind the dish. 0 for 3 on Tuesday in their game against Norwalk. Barker fakes to go, and that will trickle right to left field. And another base hit, so back-to-back work here from Crestview.
And you know what? New pitcher, Crestview's seen him once through the order. Now they know a little bit of what he throws. And 2 pretty well-hit balls into the holes to make it first and second, their first true test here for this junior pitcher.
And we will now get to see how Timms reacts to a situation like this as Jeb Workman squares the bunt, pulls back just in time on a high pitch. So 2-0 Falcons, but 2 runners on base for Crestview, a chance to strike and really make things hurt for Landon Timms.
And you see they're trying to play that small ball and get that tying runner into scoring position here at the midway point of this game.
Squares the bunt again. That one also high and outside. 2-0 the count. Likely we'll still see Workman try to bunt.
And this is where you just take the out. I mean, you have a 2-0 lead. Yeah, you put the runner in scoring position, but take this out. They're giving it to you. And actually the bunt sign taken off, and he gets a strike thrown.
Yeah, that was low and inside. It would have been a tough bunt anyways. Let's see if that changes here in a 2-1 count now. Pitch from Timms. Swung on, lined, foul off the end of the bat.
So Coach now, trusting his pitcher. Saul couldn't get that bunt. Took 2 balls. Now might as well swing away, see what you can do. Do we see him go off speed here?
That he does. Nearly got Workman to swing and miss. He went a little early and did foul it off just barely.
I mean, that seems like it's been his strikeout pitch here today. He froze 2 batters already with that and got another strikeout with it.
Here's the 2-2. Just misses outside. We will have a full count. Runners on first and second. Barker on second, Patton on first. Jeb Workman at the plate, trying to deal some damage. Here it is, the delivery. In there for strike 3 on the inside corner.
Wow. Talk about guts right there. Threw it right back down the inside. Froze the batter for a big first out.
That will bring Braden Paragon back to the plate. Solid contact in his first AB in the second. Flied out to left. High pitch taking all the way there. Paragon. Not too big of a lead over there on second. Not going to see Barker go. Swing, grounder to short, chance for 2. Lewis goes to second, throw to first, was going to be in time, but it is dropped. Turning towards home, Barker slides in safely.
So what almost turned into disaster for the Cougars is a gifted run as the throw back to first, just unable to be grabbed. That was going to be the final out of the inning if he caught it, but it was bobbled away. And the Cougars at least get on the board here. 2-1, they still have a runner on first.
Swing on the first pitch from Drew Spoor. That will get popped up to the second baseman, and Fickes drops this one. Paragon moves to third. It'll be runners on the corners as the Falcons had 2 chances to send themselves back to the dugouts. Neither converts.
4 errors by the Falcons here today. It's a little bit breezy here, but I don't think it's quite enough that it's playing too much for them. And just like that, the Cougars looked like a double play ball would have kept them off the board. Now they have the tying run 90 feet away and the go-ahead run at first. Stutz the 8-hitter up as Coach Snow tells his pitcher to back off the mound for a second.
And Coach is coming out to talk to Timms in this situation. Infield's going to join him. So we had an error on the first baseman as they were going for a double play as he dropped it, and that allowed Barker to turn towards around third and score. And then on the other side of things, on the next batter, Spoor reaches on an error by the second baseman, Fickes. So things just trying to get cleaned up for the Falcons after a rough stretch of things, allowing the first run of the game for the Crestview Cougars to fall on the board. It's 2-1 Falcons.
So Coach Snow, a couple words of advice for his squad. We'll come back off and we'll get back to action, but a big opportunity here for Crestview to strike even at the midway point of this one.
So Caden Stutz will step in, designated hitter, grounded out to the pitcher in the third inning. Takes that one for a strike, just hit the outside edge. So runners on first and third. Paragon at third, Paragon at third, Spoor at first. And the runner will go. They will throw down. Third to home. They will go with the throw just in time. Paragon sneaks in there to tie it at 2.
Just got past the throw. The throw kind of bounced in there as well.
So 1-1 the count, as that missed for a ball before that whole sequence. So Falcons took the bait, threw down the second. Cougars slid right on by to home. It was a close play. There's a nice pitch on an off speed that gets a swing and a miss out of Stutz.
So yeah, that was just it was one of those plays where you throw down, the shortstop kind of cuts it off, but he kind of caught it low at the hip and had to recover.
Late swing. Here's another dribble to the pitcher. Throw down the first. Easily in time. And they get out of disaster. 2 runs go across the board for Crestview, and we are knotted up. Falcons will look to respond in the bottom half of the 4th. So 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 errors, and a runner left on for the Crestview Cougars in the top half of the 4th inning. We now sit to the bottom, and the Falcons will look to get some of those runs back as Workman continues to work for Crestview out on the mound.
Yeah, that was, at first, Crestview, 2 hits, no outs. Right there. Got a first out for the Falcons. Looked like an inning-ending double play. Bobbled, 1 run scores, then another error, and it kind of tailspinned from there. However, the Falcons able to get out of it even.
High fastball in there for a strike to Aiden Hoffman, the third baseman. Grounded out to short in the first. Fouls that one back. He'll be quickly down 0-2.
For Crestview and Workman, hey, you're back to normal. You fought back. It's an even game now for at least 2.5 innings. For the Falcons, recover. Put a run or 2 up right here, get back to where you were.
Another foul ball that will just sneak out. Spore ran on it, didn't have a chance. Still 0-2. Workman with 2 strikeouts thus far. Was able to get Lewis looking, Knox Lewis, and then also got Fickes swinging in the last inning. Here's the 0-2. Another one foul.
Defensive swing you're seeing here by Hoffman. One of those late swings to see if he just, he's looking for one spot in the strike zone, but if it's anything he thinks is close, he's just going to try and foul it off.
That one's driven to the outfield. That will fall. Harrigan throws it back into play, but not before a single. Gets back on the board for Aiden Hoffman, his first hit of the day.
That's exactly what you want to see for the Falcons after that top of the inning. Great job fighting off 0-2 pitches, pitch after pitch, and then finally seeing one get into the strike zone and driving it out the center.
Here's Brady Heller. Grounded out to second in the second.
Do we see some movement over at first?
They do throw over.
Workman at least thinks so.
Hillsdale has ran the base paths on this catcher. Nice quick lead. They won't go this time. First pitch swinging. That will get through to left field. Station to station go the Falcons. And here comes Knox Lewis to the plate.
Kind of like a carbon copy at the top of the inning. Back-to-back singles. And now they are in business with the bottom of the order coming up, but some big bats for the Falcons.
So Knox, the sophomore, sits in the box. He'll swing at the first pitch, driven to right center field. That will get down in the gap. Runner around third heading home. Right behind him, the second runner. They will both get in standing. It is a diving triple for Knox Lewis. Hoffman and Heller both score right behind each other.
I mean, he ripped into that, almost bounced to the fence out in deep right. A triple, and just like that, the Falcons get those 2 runs back, and that is the biggest compliment a team can give a pitcher after, making a couple errors to give up his lead. Get it right back.
Cam Sweet to the plate. He fouls off the first pitch. So a 2 RBI triple. Hillsdale had no extra base hits coming into this game. They've now got a double from Brock Bauer and a triple from Knox Lewis.
And maybe that's the start of something for this offense that just needed a game to really get rolling, because we know for the Falcons, especially last few years, they could put up some numbers.
That one is outside, 1-1.
For Workman now, calm down. Don't let this be any more of a crooked number than it is right now.
Dribbles in the turf. Runner on third, Lewis will stay. Nice block at the plate by Patton. Cougars have a man warming up in the bullpen. Caden Stutz. Swinging a drive. That will go to the left fielder, but foul. Good swing. He's not able to keep it in play. So Stutz over there for Crestview in the bullpen. It would be his first appearance on the mound if he does end up coming out.
Now you were Rosie. You sounded like Hammy there. Swinging a drive.
That one nearly hit Sweet. 3-2 count.
Also, I was surprised. That looked like it was trying to fight its way back to the plate there. Both these pitchers have some nice movement on their curveballs.
Swinging a dribbler. That will also go foul. This is the first full count we've seen from the Falcon bats.
And with a runner on third, all you want to do, infield's playing back, try and hit it on the right side. Bring that insurance run home. Make it a 3-run game. Anything outside, just try and go with it.
The pitch from Workman. Swung on line. Foul yet again.
And I think that's what Workman's also doing, is pitching inside, so that cannot happen. You get that hit ball over the left side, you freeze the runner, you get that big first out.
Nice AB here for Cam Sweet. Swings at another one. That's fouled back. Hits the path behind us.
And again, this is the second batter this inning for Hillsdale. It keeps fighting off 2 strike counts.
Stay on a full count. This is the 8th pitch of the at-bat. And that one is driven. Yet again, no foul. He's been early on all of these pitches. Workman trying to slow him down even more. Could see some velocity on this next pitch.
Might want to call him Cam Travolta Sweet, because he's staying alive. I'm so sorry, folks.
Well, it's not even that. He's had great swings in his last couple. Just hasn't been able to square it fair.
That one
also going to be just foul.
He's got some power into it. Even Workman laughing right now. Man.
Workman's got to be thinking, what is going to get past this kid, if anything? Pitch number 10. That one is low in the dirt, and that is the best at-bat of the day. It'll get a walk. Runners on the corners.
What an at-bat. I mean, fouling off everything close, and then even holding off this one that it bounced in the dirt but was not fooled. Beautiful at-bat to keep an out off the board. Still nobody out. Runners on the corners and 2 already in for the Falcons.
Colton Mosier flat out to center in the third. He's got another chance here to put a ball in play.
He does that again. It'll be the third run of the inning.
First baseman sits at the dish, and he swings at the first pitch. This one is fair. Backtracking the left fielder at the wall. He'll make the catch. That'll be an easy run, though, on the sacrifice. Lewis crosses home. 3 runs here in this inning from Hoffman, Heller, and Lewis, who have all crossed home plate. and it's now 5-2 after they gave up 2 in the top half to get it tied. They have responded well here in the bottom half of the fourth.
And we will have a courtesy runner coming out, Cruz Conrad. If you know that last name, son of Kurt Conrad of the Richland Source. He will run for sweep. And that'll bring up Fickes.
Yeah, so the home plate official going over, just making sure that coach on the other side knows what's going on. Also some time for the pitcher in the bullpen right now for Crestview to get even more warm. As Workman goes and talks to his catcher, and it looks like we're set to go. Fickes will step into the plate.
Real quick, while you do have a second, I want to thank Simonson Construction Services, 89 Homes, and Fickes Furniture for allowing us to be live and free today.
Another first pitch swing. And
What a
a
catch.
nice sliding catch. Pregame able to make the out. Well done by the center fielder out for the Cougars. 2 gone here in the bottom half of the fourth.
Fickes gave a drive on the Fickes replay, but even better catch. We had the guy on deck kind of blocked away, but Oliver with a very nice shot of the play. Second out. And I thought that'd be a perfect segue from Fickes Furniture sponsoring us to a Fickes RBI, but nonetheless, it's out number 2, and now I think we will get that pitching change.
And that was not in Braden Peregrina's cards to have a Fickes RBI. So well done by him, and it looks like Workman's day is going to be done. Coming in to pitch when we return, it'll be Caden Stutz, the sophomore for the Cougars. We'll be back live and free on the OH Report.
Fickes Furniture, celebrating 100 years in the furniture business, displaying all the latest styles by manufacturers such as Bassett, Flex Steel, Mohawk Flooring, Dutch Craft Bedding, and more. With free delivery setup and removal, make your next movie night comfortable with Fickes Furniture. Quality furniture at an affordable price.
So we thought it was going to be a pitching change, but no, Workman will stay out on the field, and Stutz is just going to go back to the dugout. So maybe still some hope here for Workman to get out of this jam. 2 gone. Cougars trail 5-2. Runner goes. Throw down. Conrad will just get in there for a steal.
And that is what he was in the game to do right there. Try and get that 4th run across in the inning. It's his first stolen base of the season.
So the count 1-1 here for the top of the order, Brock Bauer. 2 runs scored for him in this one. That one sneaks in there for a strike. He had a double in the first. He had a single in the third. That ball doesn't tail in, a little inside. Force Bauer to step back a little bit. We got a 2-2 count with 2 gone. Runner on second. Conrad gets a solid lead. Grounder right to short. Tyson Ringler will throw down to first. Tough play there, but it is an out.
Yeah, the only player that could probably make a play is a pitcher at shortstop to get him out, which will end the inning.
5-2, 3 runs across the board in the bottom half of the fourth. We'll take it to the 5th when we return on the OH Report.
Fickes Furniture, celebrating 100 years in the furniture business, displaying all the latest styles by manufacturers such as Bassett, Flex Steel, Mohawk Flooring, Dutch Craft Bedding, and more. With free delivery setup and removal, make your next movie night comfortable with Fickes Furniture. Quality furniture at an affordable price. Visit our Jeromesville location or visit us online at fickesfurniture.com.
We're all set for the 5th inning. Staying out on the mound will be Timms. He will work with now a 3-1 lead after 3 runs scored in the bottom half of the 4th from the Falcons. As we now take a second to pause and thank our sponsors bringing us here today.
Simonson's Construction Services, from concept to completion, we can help you make a plan, refine your vision, and build a path for success. 89 Homes, building homes, earning trust since 1979. And Fickes Furniture, a 4th-generation company celebrating over 100 years in the furniture business, selling Bassett, Flex Steel, Smith Brothers of Bern, Mohawk Flooring, and Dutch Craft Bedding, with free delivery and removal of old furniture. Fickes Furniture, quality furniture at an affordable price. Thank you all for allowing us to be live and free on this beautiful Friday afternoon and evening without the rain.
And hopefully it stays that way as we get into the Cougars back to the bats. Landon Folk, bottom of the order, will start this one. They were fouled off of the catcher's gear.
They were finally able to break through in that top of the inning, got 2 straight hits and then some help. But that mound meeting, it didn't just help defensively for the Falcons. It woke them up with the bats as well.
Folk reached on an error in the 3rd. His only at-bat to this point. The windup from Timms. Gets that one in there. That's dribbled off the plate. That'll be another 1-3.
Wow.
That's a 3rd of this game. Putting Timms to work.
And being composed with it, too. He caught that, had to spin to his left to throw left-handed, and still able to get the runner for the first out. Now, I have to make a correction. I walked over and the scoreboard said 4-2 Lady Falcons. It's actually 2-2. So that game still anybody's to win over there.
Ringler, first pitch swinging. That is belted to center. Squaring under it, however. That will be caught by Bauer.
And we said, that offense making up for the errors to help Timms out. Well, Timms trying to do the same thing for his offense. A chance for a very quick inning here if he can get this 3rd batter.
Carson Keener, 0 for 2 so far. He's popped out to the infield both times. That time gets a solid liner, but can't get it over the 6'2 Cale Lewis. 1-2-3 go the Crestview Cougars. Heading to the bottom of the 5th on the OH Report.
But we're going to stay here. You want to know why? It's 5th inning stretch time.
I've been stretching all game. I don't know what you're talking about.
But what an inning last time for the Falcons. Here inside the 5th inning stretch. 2-3-1 for Crestview. 5-5-3 for the Falcons so far. And, I've been impressed with the Falcons starter so far today, Jonathan.
Yeah, I think Timms has been doing a really good job, especially in a varsity debut. He's really worked against this Crestview lineup. Some of the better hitters in the lineup have been held fairly quiet so far. Of course, the main one I'm thinking of, Tyson Ringler, the leadoff spot. He's 0 for 3 in this one. And then you've also got Barker, of course, who singled and scored, but someone's got to keep a hot bat, and that's what Barker's been able to do for the Cougars. So I think 2 runs in now 5 innings of work. Not a bad day in the office. So it is a new arm this time for the Crestview Cougars. They will pitch Caden Stutz as we thought they were going to late in the last inning, but they have waited to go till this time. And we'll get out of the 5th inning stretch and see how he works against the Falcon lineup where they sit right now. That's coming up to the plate, Kyle Turk. It'll be a 2-3-4 lineup here for the bottom of the 5th.
2-3-4 hitters so far. 2 for 6 today.
First appearance on the mound this season for Stutz. See what he's working with as he squares up Turk. Nice velocity on that pitch. That is hit on the edge of the bat. And a scoop to first that will fall past the first baseman Spoor. It's an easy base for Turk, who gets to second on the error.
Yeah, that had a lot of English on it as it was grounded by the second baseman, and the speed forced a quick throw and was unable to make it.
Errors have been stacking up on both sides. However, in my book, that's the first one today for Crestview Cougars. Or is it 2? Yeah, it looks like 2 is the call. So 2 errors so far in this game for the Cougs.
Hillsdale's down for 2, but I believe they have 4.
Yeah, so it's a loose 2.
Loose 2.
From the stretch, high and outside as Cale Lewis sits in the box. 0 for 2 so far. Lineouts to the outfield, to left in first, to center in the third. Turn to second. Turk will have to dive back in there. Just gets in. 2-0 the count. Lewis in a solid position. Put some power on a swing here.
This is where you pick one spot. If you don't like it, don't swing. He liked that high fastball and fouled it off.
Put a lot of power into that one. Just not able to connect like he wanted to. It's a 2-1 count now. Lewis went 1 for 3 against Northwestern on Wednesday. Pitch from Stutz. Some off speed. Just hits the top line.
Just got to cross the lettering.
Count is 2-2.
Now, we do not have video challenges here in high school baseball yet, like they will hopefully next year in the MLB.
Swing and a miss from Cale Lewis. And he will go down swinging. That's the first out of the bottom of the fifth. And Aiden Hoffman will look to replace him and try to get some damage done.
A little more velocity on that pitch by Stutz for the first out of the inning.
Another pickoff attempt. That nearly went to the outfield. As the new second baseman after the pitching change is going to be Jeb Workman, who worked the first 4 innings of this one. From the stretch, that pitch high.
Falcons trying to add one more with 3, 4, and 5 coming up for Crestview.
Another pickoff attempt. Turk taking some big leads over there. He's had to retreat 3 times. Stutz looks him off. Looks back to home. Here's the delivery. In there for a strike.
And that's something where you see the second baseman holding it on. And again, like we said with the runner on third last inning, you see that hole there. If it's outside, at least try and pull it that way. You might get yourself a single.
Swing and a miss. 0-2. Dealing right now is Stutz. They had Workman in. Doesn't throw nearly as fast as we are seeing Stutz pitch right now. So they're kind of playing with the velocity right now with the Falcons. Off speed that time, misses high. One-two on the way from Stutz. Just outside. Evens it up at 2.
Tried to do the same pitch. It got him strike 1, but a little bit further out. And if you saw the catcher here on the replay, went a little bit further out and then tried to bring it back in. Worked with the scoreboard operator. Didn't have that third ball down yet. It is a full count.
So Hoffman steps back into the box. Stutz readies. The payoff. Low. Hoffman will take a base.
So he's able to work the walk. And again, the Falcons here in business. 2 on, 1 out. As Heller comes up, 1 for 2 on the day, he scored a run.
Swings at the first pitch, lines it to left field, turning towards home. Turk will square away, and he is in sliding on a throw that was a little off to the left. And they add another. It's 6-2.
Would you like some insurance, sir? Thank you very much, I will. Just drove that through the hole on the left side. That was a beautiful read by Turk, running all the way and run and replace. Still first and second with one down and a run in.
Cougars opted for the cutoff man on the throw from left to keep that lead runner now on second. As this first pitch will be popped foul. Knox Lewis had the 2 RBI triple his last time up. Just an inning ago.
Gave that a ride to right center. Nearly hit the fence. And that's with the wind blowing the opposite way.
Catcher's done a much better job here as of late. Patton keeping balls in front of him. He had 2 pass balls in the top of the first that resulted in the first run scoring for Hillsdale. Since then, he has really cleaned it up as he does a good job scooping that.
Yeah, but another great job by Hoffman. Read it and took third base. So it puts runners on the corners now. And now the runner will take off from first. They throw down, but Hoffman will stay.
So now both runners in scoring position for Knox Lewis. Could turn into a big day in the office. The windup from Stutz. Gets that one in there, just inside.
Maybe one big swing away from MVP honors. The Falcons were to win. Jonathan will have that interview after the game.
Change up the middle, base hit. First runner scores, turning towards home. They will get 2 yet again from Knox Lewis. This time it's a 2 RBI single.
I guess he heard me. He drove that right back up the middle, was outside, just extended the arms there. And this game's been blown open here in the last 2 innings for the Falcons. 6 runs in the last 2 innings and still only 1 out.
So Cruz Conrad's going to stay in and bat. He takes out Cam Sweet. First pitch dribbles before the plate. 2-0.
So the Falcons bats have awakened here today.
Swing and a miss from Conrad makes it 2-1. 8-2 contest. 4 of those RBIs driven in by the man at first right now, Knox Lewis. Early swing from Conrad. And Stutz evens it back up at 2.
Falcons scored 6 against Northwestern in their win on the road. The most runs they've scored, though, in a game right here, 8 runs early on in the year.
Conrad took that one low and outside. Just 1 gone. So Mosier on deck unless there's a double play. He will get another opportunity. High and outside. That will fall into the zone. Second strikeout for Stutz.
We've seen that call to both sides here today. A little bit more of a wider outside zone.
Throw down here after the pitch. That may have hit the back of the head of Lewis, and that trickles out to the center field. But he is in safely. First pitch missed as Colton Mosier sits in the box now.
And that was a great jump. He had about 5 or 6 steps before the pitch was even left the hand.
Another runner primed to score if Mosier lets him. That pitch misses low. Opportunity to go to third. Lewis will easily take it. Got a late jump, so it didn't round out for home. So another passed ball. 90 feet away. Falcons can score another one.
And a great count for Mosier. Again, infield not playing in. Maybe you're looking at middle out, trying to drive that ball right side. And that's what he does.
Driven straight to the right fielder, however, that will be caught. 3 outs. We're heading to the top of the 6th. Berardi back on the call when we return.
Top 6 here in Jeromesville. 8-2 Hillsdale leads. Want to thank Jonathan Rosie Langdon for the middle inning calls. I'll take things back over, but Tim's back on the mound. Jonathan, only 54 pitches, 38 strikes through 20 batters. That's efficient right there.
Yeah, and he's easily going to get a chance to potentially get a complete game, which would be quite the accomplishment in your first varsity appearance.
But he has 3-4-5 up against Crestview. And it's a leadoff first pitch single to left by Barker. So,
if you're Tim's, though, shake it off. Barker's a solid hitter. Gets to a lot of top pitchers. So, going to have him over at first. Not too much speed, though, so still a good opportunity. Dial in, get these next 3 outs.
That'll bring up Patton. He also 1 for 2 on the day. First pitch in there for strike 1.
Good job with his command so far for Landon. Able to find the corners, hit his spots, do a good job with the off speed.
No balls and 1 strike. The pitch from the junior. Swung on, fouled back. It's 0-2, and he's ahead in this count after giving up the leadoff first pitch single. The 0-2 is popped up. In from centers. Bauer makes the catch. 1 down. Just a soft fly ball out there. Allowed him to make the catch. And we've seen that. We haven't seen many hard hit balls off of Tim's here today.
Yeah, good communication also out there. Seemed like everybody for Hillsdale was ready to make that catch, but they all made way for Bauer.
Bring up Workman 0 for 2, but he has scored a run. Takes strike 1 on the inside corner.
Inside corner is really where he's liked to work so far in this game. Most players, especially in the high school game, they like to crowd the plate, make it tough on the pitcher, but standing his ground here, Tim's really trying to lay down the foundation and making sure nobody crowds it.
And then gets the outside throw down. The first is over the head of the first baseman. And Barker is going to try and round second. That's where he will stop, so it's a 1 base throwing error.
Yeah, Knox Lewis knew right away that he shouldn't have thrown that. Right fielder was all the way left. Took him a long time to get back over and get the ball back in play.
And lines it right back to the pitcher on the second. Just got back in time, but he gets the out.
This Crestview team has really made Tim's work, not just as a pitcher, but as a fielder. That's his 4th putout.
And the versatility, too. Not just a pitcher, but he's able to come off the mound and make a play. And we're going to get a balk called. See where we can see it now. Umpire said that he pulled the ball from the glove, then went back in. That's a no-no. Got to keep
Blues
hand in glove.
picked up on Tim's cadence and just a little bit off there, and that's all it takes. Balks are always so tough to see, but once that umpire gets kind of an idea of the trends of what the pitcher likes to do, they're going to be picky.
But right back at you. He throws a strike on the next pitch.
Nearly got one there, just a little low.
Just a little low. Right under the kneecaps. It's 1-1. So a runner on third here with 2 down. Crestview trailing 8-2, but they need all they can get right now. Only 4 outs left. Out the short on the first. The tag. The inning is over. So they do get a runner to third, but can't get anything done. Timms works out of another leadoff hit, and the Falcons remain up 8-2.
Fickes Furniture, celebrating 100 years in the furniture business, displaying all the latest styles by manufacturers such as Bassett, Flex Steel, Mohawk Flooring, Dutch Craft Bedding, and more. With free delivery setup and removal, make your next movie night comfortable with Fickes Furniture. Quality furniture at an affordable price. Visit our Jeromesville location or visit us online at fickesfurniture.com.
Bottom of the 6th in Jeromesville. 8-2 Falcons lead the Cougars. Travis Berardi back here with Jonathan Langdon. And we will get a pinch hitter to start the bottom of the 6th. That is Hunter Hickey. 0 for 3 on the season. The lefty, junior, getting some work here today. And we were talking, Jonathan, maybe some defensive replacements coming in here for the top of the 7th.
Yeah, so going to have a pinch hitter here. Likely won't see this kid go to first base.
He will go. Right now he's in the spot for Dylan Fickes, who's playing at second, so.
Yeah, so he will go to second.
For Mosher. No, yeah, he's in for Mosher. They have. I'm looking at Game Changer. You have your own. I'm going with the Jonathan Langdon Game Changer right now. So we'll see what we have coming up.
Yeah, I did
after.
miss it out. I guess I did. So
okay.
We are at the 9 hole right now.
So that could be our second base replacement as he grounds it up the middle. Nice backhand stop. Workman on to first. Can't make the play. That's an infield single. And the pinch hitter, Hickey, with his first hit of the year.
Yeah, made it tough on the second baseman.
I mean, that's a great play by Workman, but it's a hit.
Yeah, speaking of substitutions, he went to second base last inning after getting taken out of the pitcher's spot. And speaking of the pitcher, this is a new one as well, as Spohr is going to take a crack at it here in the bottom of the 6th.
So Spohr pitching this season for the first time. And this is where pitch counts and how many days your reliever can come in and whatnot will come into play here. It's more of a chess match now that they have the official pitch count. That one is outside. It's 2-0 to Brock Bowers, looking for his 3rd hit of the day. 2 for 3, 2 runs scored, had that double to start the bottom of the 1st. Throw over, not in time. We're hearing some commotion behind us. It sounds like the Lady Falcons have the tying run on the plate as time was called. No, a balk.
Yeah, yet again.
So we'll see here on the replay what happened.
Since up until that first balk we saw in the top half, it's been a clean game. We haven't had too many walks.
Did have some errors, though, but it's a fly ball down the right side, but just drops foul.
Yeah, but pitching-wise, I feel like both were quality. It was just the fact that the Falcons were able to get some bats together. Because Workman, even though it's not going to show in the stat sheet, I thought he did a good job throwing strikes and just giving opportunities to his defense to try and keep them to a less score than they did.
Golf shot in the right field, a base hit. They're going to hold the runner at 3rd. And a nice read by Bauer. He will take second. It's a single, and it is now 2nd and 3rd with nobody out.
2 singles and a double. Not a bad day in the office. Advances on the throw, too. And he scored both of the times he's gotten on base, so could he do it again?
8-2, chance to make it more.
I'll tell you what. People underneath him in the lineup have really helped him out getting to home.
There's an inside pitch taken to left. Is it going to drop? It does. It's a base hit. Runner's going to come in, and Kyle Turk's got himself his 2nd RBI of the day.
So a good job by the Hillsdale Falcons just getting on base and then working from there. So you are able to get an infield single out of your pinch hitter, Hunter Hickey, who ends up crossing the plate there. And then a single from Bauer and single from Turk. Back to back to back. Just getting on base.
Somebody that hasn't yet today, Cale Lewis, who fouls that off for strike 1. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout, looking to be – he's the only one in the top 6 in the order yet to reach base. But again, this is what the Falcons have been doing the last few years, is having multiple guys that can just get on base for you. They haven't been able to do too much the first 3 games, but this might be a wake-up call for this team against a decent, pretty good Crestview pitching staff.
Yeah, so just him and Mosier have not reached. Mosier was, of course, pulled, or Mosier ended that last 5th inning.
There's a liner to left. Back is the left fielder, and it is gone! Home run! Big fly here in the 6th, and that's going to walk it off. It's a final. Cale Lewis, the only one not to reach base in the top 6 in the order, does just that and finishes this one off. 12-2 the final as the Falcons 3-3-4 in their final 3 innings of play. It's a final in 6. We'll take a break, come back with the post-game show, and Jonathan will talk to, well, we have some discussion on who our MVP will be. We'll get that after the break.
Fickes Furniture, celebrating 100 years in the furniture business, displaying all the latest styles by manufacturers such as Bassett, Flex Steel, Mohawk Flooring, Dutch Craft Bedding and more. With free delivery setup and removal, make your next movie night comfortable with Fickes Furniture. Quality furniture at an affordable price. Visit our Jeromesville location or visit us online at fickesfurniture.com.
Back here in the postgame show. Came a little bit early as Hillsdale. 10 runs in the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings combined to win it 12-2, and that was after Crestview in the top of the 4th tied things up at 2. Coach Snow comes out to the mound with 2 outs. Kind of wakes up not only the defense but the offense, and they respond the rest of the way as we take a look at the final numbers here. 12, 12, and 5 for Hillsdale. 2, 3, and 2 for Crestview. And those are some big numbers for the Falcons, but the 5 errors. This could have been a very good pitching outing for Timms. He's still 64 pitches, 47 strikes, but take about 10 of those pitches off if those errors don't occur. He has a 54-pitch, 6-inning game. Yeah, that's very impressive from a pitcher that just Hillsdale trying to find that Friday pitcher. They might have found it.
Yeah, looking at the scorecard right now, it just feels like Hillsdale really delivered on all cylinders, especially on the offensive side of the ball. They scored 12 runs. They only stranded 3 on base here in this game. So great job by them. Shout out also to the Lewis twins.
Yeah.
7 RBIs combined between the 2 of them.
7? Only 7? Only 7 between the brothers?
That's over half, good. Travis.
Yeah, it is. I mean, what a performance here. And for Timms, our MVP is not going to be him today, but he put up MVP numbers. His final line, 6 innings pitched, a complete game per se. 3 hits, 2 runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts, 64 pitches, 47 strikes. He faced 24 batters. That's what you want out of a Friday pitcher.
And he's earned himself another start maybe next week.
Absolutely. So the Falcons finishing up their meeting. Jonathan, we'll talk to our MVP, which will be Knox Lewis. 4 RBI on the day, a run scored, a triple. He broke the game open. That really woke up the bats. So we'll talk to him afterwards. But just some thoughts, though, on the Crestview Cougars here. They battled back. Only gave up, 1 run in the first. Workman pitched pretty well. Gave up a run in the 3rd. They answered. They get him some offense. And then I think he just tired out early on in the season. It's still a little chilly out. Haven't gotten your pitch count up. But he was impressive for Crestview as well, especially in the first 3.5 innings.
Yeah, lost his confidence, I think, at the point where Hoffman and Heller went for back-to-back singles. And then after that triple by Lewis, that really was the killer. But I think overall, I really enjoyed watching this Crestview baseball team. I'm excited because we're going to get to cover them at their place a couple of times this season, weather pending, of course. But they've got a good squad. They're going to be in good contention in the Firelands Conference, but this is a top Hillsdale team. Top 10 in Division 6, even with the 2-2 record. Cougars have a lot to work on, and I think they're going to take this one on the shoulder and do a good job moving forward.
Well, Jonathan's going to talk to our MVP, Knox Lewis, after this quick break right here, live and free.
Time now for your 89 Homes Player of the Game. Knox Lewis joining us after a solid 2-hit outing. Woke up the bats in the bottom half of the fourth with a 2 RBI triple. Take us into that sort of moment and just tell me, of course, weren't struggling with the bats in the first couple of games, trying to get it back here today, and I think you did so, starting with that triple.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Like you said, I mean, we just kind of a slow start, kind of expected, because, we come out in the cages in the offseason, we're expecting to come out right away. So when that didn't happen, we were just trying to find the energy, and today, against Crestview, we decided this has to be the day. Picked up the energy in the dugout, and it's a domino effect from there. We can all hit.
And we don't want to talk too much about the offense because the pitching today was also great.
Yeah.
Just talk about Landon and his opportunity to get back out on the mound and bring you some good Friday energy.
Oh yeah, Landon, he's a good pitcher. I caught him last year in JV. He moves the ball very well. So we knew that coming out of him that he was going to come out confident. Maybe came out a little nervous, but once we get things rolling, he's definitely going to be a weapon for us.
And then between you and Kale today, 7 RBIs, and he of course gets a 3-run shot to send us home early. How's it feel for both of you to be dealing like this?
Oh yeah, we preach in a household, it's got to be savages at the plate. Yeah. That's what we preach. We get up there and we got to be savages. So we brought the energy today. Someone's got to do it, and we're just doing it as a team.
Well, you got plenty of time this weekend to be some savages yet again. You got a busy weekend ahead of you. What's the mindset moving forward?
Keep it going right where we left off. Pick it up right where we left off with the bats. Brock, he's been kind of struggling. He kind of picked it up today. So we can all be hitters. So, any given day, any one of us can pop out and go for 3 or 4 hits. So,
all right, you know the deal. Give some shout-outs.
I want to shout out my mom, my dad, my brother, who friggin' hitting dingers, dude, and everybody else. That's all.
All right, Knox, congrats on the win.
Appreciate it.
Fickes Furniture, celebrating 100 years in the furniture business, displaying all the latest styles by manufacturers such as Bassett, Flex Steel, Mohawk Flooring, Dutch Craft Bedding, and more. With free delivery setup and removal, make your next movie night comfortable with Fickes Furniture. quality furniture at an affordable price. Visit our Jeromesville location or visit us online at fickesfurniture.com.
Back here to wrap things up from Jeromesville, and hey, the rain held off. How about that? You know what didn't hold off? The offense for the Hillsdale Falcons. 12 runs to 2 over the Crestview Cougars. Travis Berardi, Jonathan Langdon here to wrap things up.
It was raining runs, Travis,
yes, it was.
here in this one.
Yes.
Get a run rule in the bottom of the 6th. We weren't expecting that, to be honest.
No.
It kind of came up surprisingly on us as Cale Lewis knocked a 3-run shot over the fence in left field and sent us home early. But just Cale Lewis, that's the first homer of the season for the Falcons. A bunch of extra base hits that they didn't have coming into today's game. So really good job turning things around. And they'll have a chance to do it yet again this weekend in a tough bout.
When we talk about basketball, you know, somebody that isn't making shots, all you need is to see the ball go through the net once to get things going. Well, the Falcons just needed an extra base hit to go down once, and that was in the top of the first. The first batter, Brock Bauer, hit that double. And then, you know, needed maybe once, 1.5 times to the lineup, but after that, it's the Hillsdale Falcons that we're used to seeing over the last couple of years put up the offense. And then defensively, they got to clean up some of those errors. If they do, your junior pitcher who threw 51 pitches in 5 innings against Highland in a JV game comes out here and throws 64 pitches against the varsity Crestview squad here today.
So congratulations to the Hillsdale Falcons. They'll move forward tomorrow to play Black River.
Weather permitting, in a doubleheader.
That'll be a doubleheader. That's a team that beat Crestview earlier on in the season.
Yes.
So a chance for the Falcons to double up and get wins over the weekend. Other side, Crestview, they're going to go to Western Reserve next week and get into into Firelands Conference play.
There you go. 12-2. That's the final. Any final words, Mr. Langdon? It's a pleasure. 2 baseball guys here calling some baseball.
Let's wrap this up and go watch some softball.
Yeah, they're in extra innings right now. 3-3, I believe, in extras, Hillsdale and Crest. We're going to go watch that. But, folks, have a good evening. And if we don't see you tomorrow because of the weather, have a good weekend as well. I want to thank everybody who helped make things possible today. Jonathan Langdon, as always, thank you for the color commentary / play-by-play. My Rosie to my Hammy. Oliver Kramer, well done. His first baseball game on camera. Good job. Simonson Construction Services, our scoreboard sponsor. 89 Homes, our MVP sponsor. Fickes Furniture, our instant replay sponsor. Fickes Furniture and Simonson Construction, our commercial sponsors. I want to thank Jody Long and the fine folks here at the Hillsdale Athletic Department for allowing us to be here today, as well as the OHSA for allowing us to stream these games to you live and free. Hillsdale, 10 runs in the final 3 innings, a 6-inning, 10-run victory over Crestview, 12-2. For Oliver, for Jonathan, I'm Travis saying so long from Hillsdale.